Hi, boys and girls. Hope your day is going great. Hope your week is going well as well. We are starting a new study for our church. It's in the book of Joel. It's a really small book in the Old Testament. It only has 3 chapters in the whole book, 3 chapters. It's called a minor prophet because it's really short. But in the book of Joel, we will learn about maybe one of your favorite bugs. Do you have a favorite bug? What's your favorite bug? I have some kids who really like spiders. Do you like spiders? All their wiggly legs. How about a beetle? Do you like beetles? June bugs? Are June bugs anyone's favorite bug? Those buzzy things that come flying out of the night, screaming at you. That's not my favorite bug. What's your favorite bug? Maybe some of you are like, I love butterflies. Well, yeah, I could see that. That's a pretty favorite bug, I think. Joel's going to talk to us about not butterflies, but locusts, grasshoppers. Did you know, here's a little bit of information about locusts for you. Locusts the desert locust can grow up to approximately 3 inches long. All right, about that long. A locust, big old grasshopper that flies. The desert locust lives about 3 to 5 months, so not even half a year. The female desert locusts, they lay eggs. They drill holes in the ground about 10 to 15 centimeters, and they lay eggs in these little holes. And they can lay up to 95 to 158 eggs in these holes. In an approximately a meter square, you can find, let's see if I can find my notes here, you can find somewhere around 10,000 eggs. The eggs will hatch after about 2 weeks, and then they start to grow. They become little hopping grasshoppers. As they grow and grow and grow, they grow wings. And then sometimes what will happen, something very, very plague-like, very much like this could be a scary thing, they will band together and they will start to swarm. They'll make a swarm, the locusts will. In a swarm of locusts that's like 1 kilometer square, it could contain, get this, can you imagine looking down across the horizon and seeing a 1 kilometer square wide of locusts, this cloud of locusts coming at you into your area, into where you live. In that swarm, there could be anywhere from 40 to 80 million locusts. And they just decimate. They just eat everything. They eat all the leaves. They eat all the grain. They eat everything they can. They can eat bark off of trees. They just eat everything. In fact, a swarm of locusts that big, which is not really, really huge, it can eat about as much as 35,000 people can eat in one day. In one day, it can eat the same as 35,000 people could eat in one day. Or it can eat 423 million pounds of plants in a day. Whew, that is amazing. Joel lived through a time in his area in Judah, a time of locusts, a natural disaster of locusts swarming his area. So Joel is really helpful for us, not just to learn about locusts, but also to learn what it means to live through times of natural disasters, like pandemics, for instance. Joel gives us a good instruction, lots of good instruction, on how to live through a pandemic, what we should be doing. So the first part of Joel, let me read you a short little thing it says about the locusts. What the cutting locust left, the swarming locust has eaten. What the swarming locust left, the hopping locust has eaten. What the hopping locust has left, the destroying locusts have eaten. And then he says, awake. So he says things like, hear this, awake, lament, or be sad, or take a look at yourself. That's one of the things we're supposed to do when something like the pandemic or natural disaster hits our area or hits our world. We are just supposed to take a look at ourselves and see where we stand before God. And we are to see that God is great, sovereign. He's greater than we are. He is over the world. And we are fragile, are unable to control the world. And then we are to move in prayer and in hope to Him, to move to cling to Him, to pray to Him, to ask Him to meet with us, to ask Him to care for us. We are to move to Him in a loving, hopeful response that He watches out for us. That's the things we're going to learn in Joel. So, as you move down through this pandemic, as you ask your mom and dad about why can't we meet at church anymore? Or, I really miss being with my friends. One of the things that you can do is you can pray. You can go to God and ask Him to care for you, to care for your friends. You can turn to Him to watch over you, even in the midst of natural disaster. I hope you're doing that. I hope your parents are helping you do that. All right, I hope you enjoy the rest of your worship time. Enjoy your week. Have a great week, boys and girls.